They talk about in the book too about this idea of positive thinking. Okay. So we
Hmm.
know that negative thinking has, negative effects, which are obvious, but can positive thinking be a toxic attribute as well? They called in the book, they called it positive hypnotism.
Hmm.
And they said it's a short-term gain.
So we did a lot of experimentation with neurolinguistic programming. Tony Robbins was big in my generation. Um, and we self-talk ourselves into a positive methodology. I'm going to win. I'm going to win. But there's more to it than that. It's a very juvenile approach to it. If I just repeat the same thing over and over and say it, so we have three negative thoughts, or if we have one negative thought, it takes three positive thoughts to turn it around, following the rule of three. So we're inversely more negative because that's survival. We don't want to make the same mistake more than once if we survive it. So it is a bit negative, but we also have to not tell ourselves it doesn't matter. We're
Mm-hmm.
beautiful and wonderful. The outcome doesn't matter because it does matter to us. But the only way we can affect the outcome is by being process driven. So the self talk should always be situated towards process. Was I present for the process? Did I do the steps? Do I know the order of information? Was I accurate in my assessment that it was good enough? Did I do it in a timely fashion? As long as the self talk is positive in nature by that, it would be great. The other thing is try not to give yourself negative comments. Uh, if you tell yourself not to do something, you might as well just go do it because all you've envisioned. So instead of the negative is, all right, I'm not going to go fast this time, what you're going to say is, I think I can let go a little bit more of the tension so I can be efficient. So it's a different way to talk to yourself, and it's not positive talk the way we kind of think about it. It's not geared towards the outcome. It's geared towards the process.
You make it sound so easy.
It is not. Please don't think so.
No, I
I'm
know
just
it's
trying to
not.
simplify it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
it's a struggle for all of us. It's a struggle for myself. And I heard Jordan Peterson talk about when he wrote his book that he was working at a level higher than he ever had before. And sometimes he goes back and reads it. As an instructor, I've been working on a clarification of what I believe to be important. And it's all very clear in my mind right now. And so the real goal is to simplify the process so it makes sense to everybody instead of using catchy terms and phrases.
Mhm.
And that's all I'm trying to do. That this is available to all of us. And if you look at any endeavor, you'll notice these things being present. This has nothing to do with shooting. Every effective, successful person or group does these things for a reason, and they have to
Mhm.
do these things.
Mhm.
And you will learn it through trial and error. So here's what I've come to believe that my role as an instructor is. It is to alleviate unnecessary suffering. I'm not saying you're not going to suffer because facing yourself is hard, but I'm not going to make it harder than it should be by
Mhm.
allowing you to whip yourself, flog yourself, talk negatively, create
Mhm.
unrealistic goals, to do things without a time limit, to not measure yourself. I'm
Mhm.
going to make you suffer appropriately for what it is without adding to it. And you're going to do the same thing because, as you pointed out, we don't want to avoid the struggle. Struggle is where strength lives. And that's what changes us. So that's why when people get geared up and they get passionate about it, I know they want to improve. What worries me is the person who doesn't care. Ah,
Mhm.
well, because I know they're hiding in that moment.
Mhm.
And you'll see those guys do really well in practice and then fail in a performance mode,
Mhm.
because that's a practice mode. So that's the difference between positive talk. I think you should be inherently compassionate to yourself. But let's be honest, what really is compassion? It's telling you the truth. Sympathy is telling you what you want to hear.
Mhm.
Compassion is the utter truth. And sometimes the truth is brutal.
Yeah.